Welcome back to our community. Susie Thomas visiting with Anissa Fuller from Community Hospice. Got a special camp coming up July 11th through 14th. You're Not Alone. Anissa, first of all, tell us a little bit, what caused you, are you the person who instigated this, and what brought this about?
Well, that's a great question. I am not the person that instigated having youth camps at Community Hospice, but when I came on board, I did partner with Camp Wanakee. Mm-hmm. And when I partnered with Camp Wanakee, our program kind of morphed into something large. And before, we were doing some youth camps that were about 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 hours a day. And when we partnered with Camp Wanakee, they brought to the table the real kind of camp experience, with canoeing and rock climbing and hiking. And as a United Methodist church camp with years of experience, the camp director, who's Julie Lout out there, she really sat down with me and she helped me plan this program to where about half of the programming would be done by their staff to offer the real outdoor camp experience. And I just loved their values. I love what they stood for.
Yes.
And I loved what they did with the kids and their youth programming. And then we went ahead and did half of the camp experience with our program, which is our music therapy, our expressive art program, and our bereavement counselors. We planned different things. So the kids get a kind of a half and half experience when they're out there, which is really the best of two worlds, I think.
There does seem to be something about getting out, first of all, with some physical exercise and getting some fresh air and sunshine, all those healthy things that also help us get through these very tough times. Is that kind of why camp?
Oh, I think so. I think when you are outdoors, and I think the peace and serenity that you can experience in the out of doors is just an amazing, valuable component of healing.
Mm-hmm. Well, we would love to talk with Anna Bellardo now. She is a past camper who's experienced You're Not Alone camp. Good morning, Anna.
Hello.
And so grateful to you for joining us this morning. First of all, when did you attend You're Not Alone?
About 1.5 years ago.
And you are how old, Anna?
I'm 15.
15. So even as a teenager, losing someone close to you can be very tough. What did You're Not Alone camp do for you?
They are such amazing people, and they helped me through when my dad passed.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he was amazing. He was an amazing guy. And whenever he passed, it was really hard on me. But they helped me through, and I went to bereavement camp, and I got into the youth group, and got into some activities, and just got my mind off of stuff. And they are really, really good people, and they help you out.
What do you remember especially? Was even a time that caused you to feel even happy after that time while you were at camp? Sometimes of those times, it's just hard to laugh after you've lost someone. Did you have some times that brought a little bit of joy while you were going through that tough time?
I mean, drawing is a big thing that makes me happy. Mm-hmm. And horseback riding is another one. And being outdoors is really fun. It makes me, feel happy and just get my mind off of stuff. And it's just a relief.
What about your relationship with the other campers that also were going through loss? Did you form some good friendships out there?
Yeah, I did, actually. I mean, I help other people out, too, with their grieving, and they help me out. And we just get along and help each other.
Tell me about the counselors. What were they like?
The counselors, I mean, they are awesome. I mean, they do stuff with us. They take us to places, and they help us through whenever we feel down, and they just like to help us.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you, you do your dad proud. You did a absolutely beautiful job with us this morning, and we thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go back to Anissa Fuller again. It's interesting to hear Anna speak about the combination, as you mentioned, too, the physical activity plus the music and the art, and how all those therapies work together to help with the healing process. Talk a little bit about what you do with the children and teens as far as music therapy.
Sure. I have to share one story, too, about
Sure.
Anna while she's sitting here.
Please do.
Anna came out to camp, and I'm pretty sure, you can tell me if I'm wrong, Anna, but I'm pretty sure Anna had not had prior experience with horses or too much of the out of doors. I have to share, since Anna has come to camp, she is now a youth volunteer out at Wanakee Ranch.
Wow.
And she is very helpful out there, and they find her services very meaningful. And when she can get out there, she does. And she's really found a great connection with horses.
Oh, my. That's so neat.
Yes. And through all of my services that I do, Anna has all, and her family really, have all become very, very helpful with the memorial services. They're here, they're volunteering. They are helping other people heal through their service, and they are giving back. And so it has been wonderful to have Anna and her entire family really, kind of come into our services and then give back to our services. So I just wanted to share that because Anna and really her whole family have been wonderful. So
that's wonderful. Well, you can tell that you have meant an awful lot to them as well. Before we move on, let's stay with volunteer opportunities a little bit. Anna now is volunteering. What kinds of volunteer opportunities for people who would say, I lost someone, I would love to help these children and teens through this tough time who have lost someone as well?
We are very open to volunteers. Our volunteers go through a hospice program that's through our volunteer manager, Jan Miller, and it helps people become very comfortable with the hospice philosophy and some of our policies and procedures, and it's a wonderful general orientation program into hospice. Then, if they want to volunteer with youth and with our camp, I have a special annual training that I do with all of the staff and all of the volunteers that I work with, including teen volunteers. We have adult volunteers and teen volunteers. And each year before camp, matter of fact, our training is coming up for those that are already hospice volunteers. And we do a training each year for about 3 to 4 hours, and we cover various areas of education that we think will be very valuable for those folks to be able to feel more comfortable working around bereaved teens and bereaved youth.
It sounds wonderful whether you're going to volunteer or not. It just sounds like really good information to have. How do people take advantage of this?
If they want to volunteer, they call in and they speak with our volunteer manager, Jan Miller, and Jan will plug them into the general orientation where they learn about all areas of hospice, and if they're specifically interested in bereavement, Jan partners with me, and we fit those folks where they are the best fit and they're most interested, and we give them the tools to do that successfully, we hope.
What's that number, please?
That number is our main number at 330-343-7605.
Do you mind giving it one more time, please?
Not at all. 343-7605.
Great. And is there the website again, please?
The website is myhospice.org.
Great. myhospice.org. Okay, I do want to talk more about the therapies, but let's talk about sponsorship opportunities before we move on.
Yeah.
I'm sure that some of this costs money. So
It does.
Is there a way to participate financially as well?
It is. We have various levels of sponsorship that we offer folks, and a lot of different people from the community can call in and donate in-kind donations, and we have a list of various items that we are always seeking for camp. And then also, of course, we have sponsorship forms that they can request and fill out a sponsorship form.
Great. All right. We're speaking with Anissa Fuller from Community Hospice and director of Youre Not Alone, which is a bereavement camp for children ages 7 through 17. Anissa, what differences do you need? Because I think the way a 7-year-old processes loss like that can be different than the way a 17-year-old processes loss. How do you reach all those age groups?
Well, the training that we do, it talks about grief through the ages, and so that's one of the specific things that we concentrate on is sharing with our volunteers and with our staff what are those differences with those different age groups. We also at camp we have small groups, so even though we have up to 50 youth that can enroll in camp, we break them down into smaller groups. When we do, you had asked about music therapy. We didn't get a chance to touch on that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But when we do music therapy and expressive art, the expressive artist and the music therapist look specifically at the age, and that's where their training allows them to do that. So their programs are built specifically around the age of the youth that they're working with.
Perfect. Well, let's talk about those, the music and the art program. Tell us a little more about what they do, how they're able to use that in the healing process.
Okay. Well, with arts, our expressive artist, now our patient family liaison, is Kelly Bixel, and Kelly is absolutely amazing. Anna's over here, and she's like, Kelly's kind of the crazy girl. She does the most fun activities at camp. Not that we don't have a lot of fun everywhere else, but Kelly does some of the most creative. For example, last year, she brought a huge canvas, and this wood canvas was ready for paint being thrown. And the kids all got to fill up paint balloons, and they got to determine, kind of what color was their emotion and how they wanted to express themselves. And they went back and they threw their paint, and they got to see the paint splash. And that became our backdrop for our pictures during family night.
Oh, that's so perfect. Because when we're talking about grief, there are several stages. One of them would be anger. And again, you're probably dealing with children at various stages of the grieving process. Certainly, shooting some paint balloons must get a lot of that anger out and be very helpful. Wow, I'm looking at the clock, and unfortunately, it is just speeding along. But let's just remind everybody, if you know of someone that this would be beneficial to, please go to my hospice, myhospice.org or .com.
.org.
myhospice.org, and their information is there on Youre Not Alone camp?
Correct, and you can also call 330-343-7605 and ask for anybody in bereavement, and we have packets, application packets that are available.
Anissa Fuller and Anna Bellardo, thank you both so much for joining us this morning on Our Community.
Thank you.